Samantha sat cross-legged on her living room couch, phone gripped tightly in one hand, thumb nervously hovering over the lock screen. The room was dim except for the glow of the TV playing a show she wasn't watching. Her eyes flicked to the clock on the wall, 9:47 p.m. He said he'd call, she whispered to herself for the 10th time. Her best friend, Alyssa, had warned her. Don't sit around waiting for a man to call you like it's 1953, she'd laughed over brunch the other day. But that was easy for Alyssa to say, she had a fiancé who texted her back within seconds. Samantha bit her lip and replayed the conversation she'd had with Ryan after their second date. He had kissed her goodnight at her doorstep, lingering just long enough to make her heart race. I'll call you tomorrow, he'd promised, voice low and smooth. But now tomorrow had come and gone. The silence stretched longer with each passing minute. Her thoughts spiraled. Did I say something wrong? Was I too eager? Too boring? Maybe he lost my number. Maybe his phone died. Or, maybe he's lying in a ditch somewhere. The last thought hit harder than she expected. She stood abruptly, pacing the small room. No, don't be crazy. He's probably just busy. Her phone buzzed, and her heart leapt into her throat. She snatched it up, only to deflate when she saw it was a spam message from an unknown number. Your car warranty is about to expire. Fantastic, she muttered. Unable to sit still any longer, Samantha dialed Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa answered cheerfully. What's up? I'm losing my mind, Samantha blurted out. Ryan said he'd call yesterday, and he hasn't. It's been, what? 48 hours? Is that too soon to panic? Alyssa sighed. Oh, honey. He's just a guy. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he forgot. Maybe he's trash. Trash? Yeah, trash. Like a banana peel in a landfill. You don't cry over banana peels. Samantha let out a half laugh, half sob. I just thought we had something, you know? The date was perfect. You are perfect, Alyssa said firmly. And you don't need some flaky guy to tell you that. Samantha nodded even though Alyssa couldn't see her. Yeah. You're right. Screw him. As she hung up, a strange sense of resolve settled over her. She wasn't going to wait by the phone like some lovesick teenager. She was a grown woman. But just as she was about to toss her phone onto the couch, it rang. Ryan's name lit up the screen. Her heart thumped wildly. Hello? Hey, Ryan said, his voice smooth as ever. Sorry, I didn't call yesterday. Things got complicated. Samantha's pulse quickened. Complicated how? There was a pause, and then he chuckled nervously. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me. Well, he began hesitantly, my ex showed up at my place out of nowhere. Total disaster. Her stomach sank. Your ex? Yeah, it's not what you think, he rushed to explain. She just needed help with something. Samantha's gut instinct screamed red flag, but she forced a calm tone. Help with what? There was another pause, heavier this time. I shouldn't have answered this call. Look, I really like you, Samantha, but I think, maybe we should slow things down. The words hit like a punch to the chest. Samantha's throat tightened. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry, he said. You're amazing, but... She hung up before he could finish. For a moment, she stood frozen, staring at the blank screen. Then, something inside her snapped. No more waiting. She opened her contacts, deleted Ryan's number, and blocked it for good measure. "Goodbye, banana peel," she said under her breath. With a newfound sense of clarity, she grabbed her coat and keys. The night was young, and she wasn't going to waste another second thinking about someone who couldn't see her worth. As she stepped outside, the crisp air filled her lungs, refreshing and invigorating. Samantha smiled to herself. The twist wasn't that Ryan had called, it was that she finally realized she didn't care anymore. The moral lesson of this story is about recognizing self-worth and reclaiming agency over one's emotions and time. It highlights that 1. Self-respect over validation. Waiting for validation from others, especially in romantic relationships, diminishes your value. True confidence comes from knowing your worth without needing external confirmation. 2. Letting go. Not every connection is meant to last. Holding on to people who show inconsistency or disrespect only hinders personal growth and happiness. 3. Taking control. Happiness isn't about waiting for someone else to act, it's about taking action yourself, whether by moving on, setting boundaries, or choosing new paths. 4. Learning from disappointments. Heartbreaks and rejections can be catalysts for self-discovery and empowerment. Samantha's story encourages us to focus on nurturing ourselves rather than clinging to relationships that offer uncertainty or emotional distress.